What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. Riot's been getting a lot closer and closer to having a very strict set of design rules that they focus on sticking to with their recent champions. A lot of the older champions are kind of just outdated when you compare them to those guidelines though. Typically these are abilities that just have a fairly unhealthy design or have some reason that could potentially cause the champion to maybe require a rework in the future to be better aligned with Riot's design philosophies. And Season 6 is the year of reworks, and I really won't expect Riot to slow down in Season 7 with their reworks either, and a lot of champions are getting reworked just left and right, and there's a few abilities that stick out as creating problems for the champions that they're on that could potentially be big enough to potentially cause the champion to get a rework or a gameplay update in the future. Keep in mind that we're also not going to include any champions that are already confirmed to be getting a significant rework, such as York or perhaps Urgot, and it's also important to understand that a lot of abilities can just entice a rework because they maybe don't fit that champion, rather than being particularly unhealthy. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you don't, definitely hit that dislike, and let's get started. First up, we have Fizz's W, Sea Stone Trident. This one might be a little bit surprising to some of you because Fizz's E is notoriously one of his more annoying abilities. The problem is that Fizz's W is a huge case of what Riot calls hidden power, which is a very big thing that they've been trying to avoid recently. One of their big design philosophies is that it should really be clear where damage is coming from, so players fully understand the risks and rewards of using or playing against each champion. Damage over and it doesn't deal a consistent amount of damage because of the missing HP scaling. It's important to Riot for you to be able to expect to get a certain amount of damage based on how many items an enemy has for scaling and how tanky their target is. Missing HP scaling really takes you by surprise and lets Fizz put out an insane amount of damage that you wouldn't really expect from just looking at his items. And this is the hidden power that Riot is pretty likely going to try to stomp out in the Assassin Reaper coming in the future. We really wouldn't be surprised to see this just become a completely new ability in the future, get rid of the hidden power, exactly what we're dealing with when playing against Fizz, or at the very least, it needs to get a better indicator. Malphite's up next with his W Brutal Strikes. Honestly, this ability is just an example of something that is just dull and uninteresting. It causes Malphite to have a really one-dimensional playstyle where he's entirely useless outside of just using his ultimate. There's a lot of ways to build Malphite, either tanky, full AP, or even an AD bruiser build that gained popularity a little while back, but no matter what you build with him, his ground slam feels like it just deals no damage at all and offers nothing in the way of crowd control. It's definitely not an unhealthy ability from a gameplay perspective, but having an ability that feels like it just does nothing at all makes it so much more boring to play Malphite, so we might expect to see this ability replaced in the future. The most exciting part of this ability is perhaps the bonus armor, which is pretty useful for Malphite considering he scales with armor and wants to be more tanky, but the activated side of this is just terrible. Even something like a 3-hit passive would be so much more awesome than a wave clear tool that just doesn't wave clear. The only alternative really would to maybe give it a huge buff, but Malphite is a champion that is always kind of hovering the line of being broken because of his game-changing ultimate by itself. So it's a little bit difficult to justify buffing any aspect of his kit already, because it's probably going to put him in just flat-out overpowered territory. At least the way Malphite is right now, you don't really need to worry about him quickly clearing a wave and then running to other lanes, and that'd definitely be a big issue if he had the tools to do so if his W got a buff. Next up, we have Nunu's W, Blood Boil, which is an ability that is incredibly anti-synergistic and doesn't really make sense when he also has Consume in his kit. You could technically say the same for Consume as well, but in a vacuum by itself, Consume is by far a much more interesting ability that actually has a lot of strategic purpose, while his W is kind of just useless for the first 20 minutes of the game, other than letting you maybe charge your passive a little bit faster for the free ability cast. Stat boost abilities are totally fine as long as they're multi-purpose or tacked onto a solid support kit, but Nunu's W is kind of useless until the late game when it can actually be used on your AD carry. Nunu has a really interesting design and is honestly one of the kings of counter jungling, and it would do a ton for both his power, design, and overall fun if his W was changed to an ability that actually felt like it had a little bit more of an impact in the game. People often say that your job as Nunu is to make the enemy jungler even more useless than you are, and to be honest, that might actually be a pretty cool idea if Riot maybe rolled with that a little bit and gave him a new tool that properly reflects this playstyle as just an all-around pain in the ass. Mordekaiser's W, Harvester of Sorrow, is up next, and when his rework was first released, it was actually a pretty decent ability on paper. But he was pretty broken overall in release, so we ended up getting
People say she needs a buff till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. They don't think she's good enough till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. When I pick Talia, my team thinks I'm high. Each game I'm carrying the fights, they're surprised. Her win rate is so low, it's hard to believe. My screen is never at defeat, can't be beat. I come in the air, boulders everywhere, killing them before they reach the floor. Surfing anywhere, ping and I'll be there. Use my weaver's wall to roam some more. People say she needs a buff till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. They don't think she's good enough till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. She won't let her enemies go, yeah. Once she gets down, right lies to slow, yeah. People say she needs a buff till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. She does tons of damage, quick on her feet, prepared to get kited endlessly, endlessly. Kid so rock solid, move over my fight. Can feel every roll but ADC, well maybe. I come in the air, boulders everywhere, killing them before they reach the floor. Surfing anywhere, ping and I'll be there. Use my weaver's wall to roam some more. People say she needs a buff till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. They don't think she's good enough till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. She won't let her enemies go, yeah. Once she gets down, right lies to slow, yeah. People say she needs a buff till they see Talia. Make the plays, make the plays. Hope she never gets too buff to become flavor of the month. If her win rate comes too much, then I will not play her anymore.
Thanks for watching our Talia parody. We want to let you guys know that we've been playing. Chris, have you seen these comments lately?
Yep, I see him, Patrick.
Yeah, it looks like a dog or something.
No, you guys. They want us to do Ionian.
Watch your step. 30 seconds until minions spawn. Dip it in sewage, leave it in sun. Oh yes, that's perfect. Yes. Oh, I can't even taste the air up here. Minions have spawned. Aged like a fine egg. Oh, best is like more delicious. Who's following me? They are the plague. I'm on to you. Have you met my flea? Who will all these plants survive?
An ally has been slain. First blood. An enemy has been slain.
Hop on, lads. Don't trust me.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
I was hiding.
Slain an enemy.
Are you gonna finish that? Stand still! My eyes are on the side of my head. I'm gonna want that back! What's sharing?
An enemy has been slain.
I'll be right under your noses. Oh, hello! My ears are tingling. My tail is tingling. I can't even taste the air up here. What's sharing? I'm on to you. Who's following me? You're welcome.
An ally has been slain.
Have you met my fleas? Hey, what did I step in? Oh, yes, yes. Sneaky, sneaky. You're lucky little creep. Dip it in the sun for a while. Oh, yes, that's perfect. Yes.
An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
It's mine. I licked it. Rust is like more delicious mold. Hop on, Lice. Are you gonna finish that? Trespassers will be known. I was hiding!
An ally has been slain.
They're planning something. I know it. Who let all these plants survive? Now there's a smell you can
Enemy
feel.
has been slain.
Don't trust any liquid you can see through. Time to go. Hi! From out of the sewers comes doom. All pipes.
Slain.
Watch yourself.
Double kill. Killing spree.
Oh, yes. Yes. Aged like a fine egg. It'll only hurt till you die. Have you met my friend? From out of the sewers comes doom. No touching! They are the plague. Their plans. I'm gonna want that back. Rust is like more delicious mold.